Hello everyone. Let us continue our next topic, that is bridge pattern. In the same manner, let us proceed as we have done in the previous video, that is intent section, also known as motivation, and any architecture we have or any diagram we have, explaining that and then proceeding with the applicability and advantages and disadvantages of a particular pattern. Decouples and an abstraction from its implementation so that the two can vary independently. So decouples means it fulfills some gap between the two different entities, and it makes an implementation to happen at one particular place. And it is also known as a handle or a body. And when an abstraction can have one or more possible implementation, the usual way to accommodate this is to use inheritance. Here also, as we know, the inheritance is being followed for implementation. And when we have two or more classes more classes in one class, it is being defined, and in another class, it is being implemented. So that's what this particular uh, this concept says all about. That is a motivation, and we have an abstraction and a concrete class. What is this abstraction? Abstract class is just a class wherein the method will be defined, and in the concrete classes the methods will be implemented, or the methods will be method body will be written to whatever the task is to be flexible, whatever the task is to be done. So but at this point, this approach will not be helpful always, and it needs some kind of different approach for solving that problem. And here you can see some of the diagram wherein we know the working of windows, how the windows is being built, and by using an X Windows and a PM Windows. What is this X Windows and a PM Windows? We have a different versions of a Windows, and as we want the upgradation for the Windows, we just go on adding the new features. One with the icon window and other with the PM icon window. See, there is no some such meaning for this X icon window and a PM icon window, I can say, but whenever what is the conclusion of this is that presentation manager what is the conclusion out of this means, whenever we want any particular uh, thing to be added for an existing one, we just extend that, we just add it with the base class, and then we execute our task. So suppose if at all we want to remove also, we disconnect the relationship between the new class which is created and with the parent class. So here our PM window is nothing but a presentation manager window. It presents some sort of screen in that particular windows. So this is what uh, this is what the idea is all about. It can be added or it can be deleted, and the bridge pattern addresses these problems by putting the Windows abstraction and its implementation is separate implementation in separate class hierarchies. Always, whenever you are building any new classes, that time you need to extend the existing one, not making some this kind of a disturbance in the existing class itself. Just move on to the one more class. Try to write a code and then connect with the to the parent class. So in that way, if you do, then your task can be easily accomplished. It is nothing but if you want two things to work together, uh, fulfill it by making use of a bridge. Bridge is nothing but a connecting component which connects two different classes. And by making use of a bridge class or a bridge pattern, you are not disturbing the two components. Rather, you are utilizing the two components efficiently without any deterioration of the existing classes. Where it is applicable, when you want to avoid a permanent binding between an abstraction and its implementation, at that time it is useful. But both the abstraction and their implementation should be extensible by subclassing. Only by using a subclassing you are the extensing the implementation between the abstraction and the subclassing. Next, changes in the implementation of an abstraction should have no impact on clients. So whatever the changes if at all you are doing, that should not affect the entire system. It should not disturb the working of the components. You want to share an implementation among multiple objects. When you want to share the implementation among multiple objects, use this for kind of a pattern. You want to hide the implementation of an abstraction, use this particular abstraction pattern. And structure, this is a structure when a client uses an abstraction, and this will be taking the features or the services from this. And here we have abstraction window and defined abstraction icon window, windows import imp and x window and a pm window. So in this way, a client may use the services uh, of the structure, that is X windows or a PM windows. And next consequences, the bridge pattern has some decoupling interfaces and implementation. And implementation is not bound permanently to an interface, and it is not restricted to a particular interface. It can be extended, improved extensibility. You can anyhow improve the extensibility. It is not restricted to a particular classes. You can extend it as per your requirement. Hiding implementation details from the clients is, of course, it has to be uh, hidden from the clients. If you told you are not hiding it from the clients, clients may disturb the code for this reason. How do you implement this? Only one implementer. If you have only one implementer, then it becomes easy for you to implement this kind of a pattern. Creating the right implementer object. If you are using a right implementer object, one object may fulfill your needs. Sharing implementers, when you are sharing the implementers, then you can able to accomplish the task using multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance is required because more number of classes are there. So then you can use that one. Unknown users. So in this ET++ Windows, this concept is used. LIGB++ it is used. So these are the uses, and some of the patterns are abstract, factory, and adapter. The related patterns which you can come across. And what is decorator? A decorator attached additional responsibility to an object dynamically. Decorator provide a flexible alternative to subclassing for extending functionality. So here also you are extending the functionality by subclassing. Whenever you are subclassing certain things, it means that you are adding certain functionality. Attach additional responsibility. Additional responsibility means it is nothing but there is one existing system. You are adding more features for that. That's it. Motivation. Sometimes we want to add the responsibility to the existing one, so that's why you are using a decorator. It's the simplest one. If you want to add certain new features for the existing one, then a decorator pattern is used. And it is similar to the previous concept itself. A more flexible approach is to enclose the component in another object that adds the border. The enclosing object is called as a decorator. The enclosing object is called as a decorator, and in this way you can able to accomplish the task. The decorator conforms to the interface of a component. It decorates so that its presence is transparent to the component's client. See, what is this talks all about is the figure, whatever is there. See, this is your parent class. I can see it has one component. Okay, this component wants some more features to encompass in this. So one more class is being created: a scroll decorator, a border decorator, a scroll decorator. One more component is created inside this, and one more class is being created. So one class is being extended extending another class. One component is extending the other class. The other class is being extended to the another class. So it means new features are going on adding in this decorator pattern. So that's why the heading or the definition itself says that it is used to extend the functionality of the parent class. Assume that this is a class and this is a function. This function doing is creating one more component in another class. Okay. Uh, okay. So here is your scroll bar decorator, scroll decorator, and how this is extended. We see the parent class has a draw function, a view, text view. One more, it is being extended. We have an inheritance hierarchy. Decorator is over here, and scroll decorator and a border decorator. You can see there is an this component does a draw function, and here is also a draw function. It is being this is a abstract class and this is a concrete class. Concrete class uses the method which is defined in an abstract class. So whatever is written over here, whichever the function is written, if it is implemented in its concrete class, then we say that concrete abstraction. This is an abstract class. Only the declaration is done, and here is a implementation. Use decorator to add responsibilities to individual objects dynamically. So for adding the individual objects dynamically, we use the decorator pattern for responsibility that can be withdrawn. If you want to withdraw the responsibility also, you can use this. When extension by subclassing is impractical, so at that time also you can use the decorator pattern. Sometimes a large number of independent extensions are possible, and to produce an explosion of subclasses to support every combinations. So when an extension is impractical, at that time also you can use this particular part. Participants component, concrete component decorator, and a concrete decorator. So these are all the uh, participants. And next, decorator forwards request to its component object. It may optionally perform additional operations before and after forwarding the request. And some of the consequences are listed here. Implementation interfaces conformance. Interfaces should be there between the two components. Omitting the abstract decorator class. Next, keeping component class lightweight and changing the skin of an object versus changing its uh, guts. So these are the implementation steps in this, and we'll see the facade pattern in the next video. Thank you.